feeling like, oh my God, I won't be able to do this. It's very, very easy to do.
Right.
And I've been doing that work. I've been doing that work for as long as Drunvalo's been teaching it, and and I can tell you this. I mean, I'm not one of these people that has technicolor experiences when I meditate. But I have been able to resolve a million things, that it would have been very, very difficult for me to resolve in my own life, emotional stuff, spiritual stuff, hurt, pain, all of that stuff. But at this point, I'm realizing that, in spite of the fact that, I'm doing everything that I can to clear my own issues, I want to be able to get to the point where I'm actually able to do something for the planet, and I would like to get big enough to be able to do that. And I wish everybody could go into this place and try to figure out how to do these things, because whatever you manifest from the heart doesn't come out split down the middle the way it does with the mind. It comes out with a totally unified intent. And
it's not polarized.
No. The heart is not polarized.
No.
I don't know what else I was going to say there. I'm just thinking the other thing with the heart is to just keep going. Keep making the effort to go in, because it's kind of like putting a drop of water in a bucket. Eventually you make it, and even though sometimes you may feel like you're not there, you watch and see how it changes your outer life.
Oh yeah.
And this is what's kept me going all these years. It's not that I get like, clear, a lot of bells and whistles and clear signs when I go in. A lot of times it's just pure imagery. But then when I come out and I live my life and I watch how things happen, I begin to see that somehow or other, whatever I'm doing in there is having an effect on my experience out here. And everything seems to be going just fine, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And doesn't it seem that it gets more synchronistic and it gets easier and better in some ways?
Oh, it's so funny. It's like you can, it's like you don't have to put all the effort into things anymore.
Right.
It's so funny. I had this experience this morning where I was kind of up and kind of just wandering around, and it was too early. Nobody else was up, and I stumbled across this guy. This is about 8. It was only 8 o'clock in the morning. I stumbled across this guy selling crystals for practically nothing. I got a $2,000 crystal for $100, and it was just the one I was looking for. So, and that kind of stuff keeps happening. But it's even more like, you get hungry and somebody shows up at the door with a burrito or whatever, that kind of stuff is happening to a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And then conversely, those people who are still kind of snoozing, or they've got the snooze alarm on, they've decided to wake up a little later than the rest, seem to be having a great deal of difficulty navigating the waters.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it so much, even within my own family.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned that in the book, I think, that your family thinks you're kind of a baddie.
I guess everybody's got, I'm the elf of the family, or the black sheep, or whatever you want to call it. But they love me, they love me in spite of myself.
Good.
But the whole thing with the people that are just a little slow coming around, what that does for me is that inspires me in a way, because I think all of us hold the position of being the 100th monkey.
Yeah.
And that, would it be possible that something I do someday inside myself might make it possible for 100 other people to wake up? I really don't know how that works. There is another thing that I'm noticing, Lance, when I go out and about and just do my errands and talk to people. Some of the service people that are working and taking care of me during the day. When I talk to them, I see lights everywhere. You know, and sometimes, you know, you really get the feeling that this wave of energy is sort of coming up through the grassroots, because I am often surprised by how wonderful people can be.
Yeah.
And how open they are when you are open with them, and when you share yourself with them. It's amazing the kind of response you get. And even if you don't get a response, there is something in that person that is being impacted by you, your presence, your field, if you will. And I think that's another really good reason to do the Merkaba, because when people get into your energy field, they're automatically uplifted by that. You know?
Yeah.
And the heart stuff is, you know, but even if you don't know the Merkaba, I'll tell you what, if you're in your heart, you're all set, because that's a vibration that Mother Earth is moving to. And she loves us. You know, we're her children. She loves us like she's our mom. And if we're resonating on that heart frequency when this shift occurs, I think it's going to be okay. I think the heart is the key to this whole thing. And I would encourage anybody that's listening to look into that work. I really, really think no matter who you are, that it's probably the most beneficial thing that you can find out about in these times. I really do. And that's
because our mind is out to get us, and eventually it will, you know, because it's stuck on stupid. You know,
it is so funny.
It really is. It's in duality, and it can't seem to think of anything but right and wrong and good and bad, and you know, left and right, and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
And we know that reality is not like that, and that to shift our reality, we need to be thinking outside of the duality that limits us.
Oh, yes.
And the heart is just such a tremendous, I mean, it's so different to really care about something.
Oh, yeah.
And I find that my little dog teaches me more about love than any of the relationships that I've had over the last 59 years.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's funny. Amazing. Yeah, the dogs that's what they come to teach us.
Oh my God, it's just pure unconditional love.
Yeah.
And I keep bird food out for the birds and hummingbird food. And I have this wonderful show that I get to watch every day from my desk.
Oh, my God, we should hook up. I do the same thing.
I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
And the birds are just so amazing. I mean, they're just, oh, gosh, it puts you right into your heart. You just can't help but love them.
I know.
And,
it's true.
You know, and you wonder how people can, you know, be so hard-hearted that they can treat each other and animals in such horrible ways. And we're getting to see that really kind of metaphorically and personified by the oil spill now.
Oh, I know. It's so hard.
It really is.
It's so hard to even to think about that, and then to have to see the photographs of those creatures.
And yet, you know, it just seems that this is all what we need to have to shock us into awakening. And I don't know what else it's going to take, but it doesn't seem that even the oil spill is doing it.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I kind of see the oil spill as the thing that's going to bring us all together. I was having a conversation with Drunvalo the other day, and he said something like, "I'm not worried about the oil spill."
Right.
He said, it's the least of our worries right now.
Right.
If people only knew. And he said, try to imagine what a pole shift would be like. You know, when you think in terms of cataclysm, this stuff is in the ocean. It's, you know, we don't have to see it, but when you start seeing the mountains move and things shift. I mean, have you ever been in an earthquake?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you ever seen how the land looks like it's moving like the ocean? It's really freaky.
It feels like a.
Okay.
Well, we have actually run out of time. I could talk to you.
You're so great. Yeah, no, I love talking to you too.
Cal, you're terrific.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Before we go, would you please tell people where they can find your work and your books and so on and so forth? Because I would recommend them for everybody.
The Astrology of 2012 and the Weiser Field Guide to Ascension you can pick up at any good bookstore. And they're also available online on Amazon. As far as getting in touch with me is concerned, I'm one of those people, I don't have a website. My email's real simple. It's cal.garrison@gmail.com. And you can find my articles on Drunvalo's website, The Spirit of Mott, and that is www.spiritofmott.com. That's actually really good place to try to stay abreast of what's going on.
Yeah, it is a beautiful site. I don't know if you are responsible for it, but I subscribe to it so that I get updates whenever there's something new, and it's just a wonderful place to visit and read up on what's going on, and it's a place with integrity, and I highly recommend that as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, Cal, it's been a delight talking to you. Yeah. I would love to have you back again, if the pole shift hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Just let's just have updates now and then or something.
Yeah,
like that.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you too, Lance. You have a great night.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.